Picture this: a woman successful by all conventional standards, impressive title, generous salary, and the respect of her peers. Yet beneath the polished exterior, she feels a nagging sense of emptiness, a yearning for something more. This woman was me not so long ago, and I have a feeling she might be you too. We've been conditioned to believe that success is a one size fits all formula, a checklist of accomplishments that will inevitably lead to happiness and fulfillment. But what if I told you that this notion is not only outdated, but fundamentally flawed? What if the key to true success lies not in external achievements, but in embracing our authentic selves and redefining what it means to thrive? For far too long, society has perpetuated the myth that success is measured by the size of our paychecks, the prestige of our titles, and the square footage of our homes. We've been sold a bill of goods, promised that if we just work hard enough, climb high enough, and sacrifice enough, we'll finally find contentment. But the truth is, this formula is broken. I know this because I've lived it. I've chased the brass rings, climbed the corporate ladder, and bought into the belief that my worth was tied to my achievements. And yet, at the height of my so called success, I found myself feeling lost, unfulfilled, and disconnected from my true self. It wasn't until I hit a breaking point, a moment of clarity born from exhaustion and desperation, that I began to question the path I was on. I looked around at my colleagues, many of whom were also successful by traditional standards, and realized that so many of us were living lives of quiet desperation, chasing goals that weren't our own, and sacrificing our authentic desires on the altar of societal expectations. But amidst this sea of discontentment, there were a few brave souls who dared to swim against the current. These were the individuals who had the courage to listen to their inner voices, to pursue their passions, and to create lives that truly resonated with their values and aspirations. And you know what? They weren't just happier, they were positively thriving. This realization was a turning point for me. I began to understand that true success isn't about conforming to someone else's definition of achievement. It's about having the courage to define it for ourselves. It's about daring to ask the question, what does a meaningful, fulfilling life look like for me? For some, it might mean starting a business that aligns with their values. For others, it might mean pursuing a creative passion or dedicating time to a cause that sets their soul on fire. The specifics don't matter. What matters is that we're honoring our authentic selves and creating lives that allow us to flourish. This isn't just a feel good philosophy, it's backed by science. Studies have shown that when we prioritize our own happiness and well being, we're not only more fulfilled as individuals, but we're also more productive, creative, and successful in our endeavors. In other words, when we embrace our truth and live in alignment with our values, we create a ripple effect of positivity that touches every aspect of our lives. But here's the thing, embracing authenticity isn't always easy. It requires courage, vulnerability, and a willingness to step outside of our comfort zones. It means risking disapproval, disappointing others, and facing our own fears and insecurities. But the alternative, living a life that feels hollow and disconnected, is far more painful in the long run. So, my friends, I invite you to join me on this journey of self-discovery and redefinition. I challenge you to question the narratives you've been told about success and to start writing your own rules. I urge you to get quiet with yourself, to listen to your inner voice, and to start taking steps, however small, towards a life that truly lights you up. Because here's the truth: you were born to flourish. You were born to thrive. You were born to create a life that is unapologetically, authentically yours. And when you have the courage to embrace that truth, not only will you find the fulfillment you've been seeking, but you'll also inspire others to do the same. Let me share with you a deeply personal story. A few years ago, I found myself at a crossroads. I had achieved everything I thought I wanted. a high powered career, a beautiful home, and a life that looked perfect on paper. But inside, I was crumbling. I was exhausted, overwhelmed, and profoundly unhappy. I realized that I had been so focused on pleasing others and meeting societal expectations that I had completely lost touch with my own desires and passions. It was a terrifying realization, but it was also a wake up call. I knew that if I didn't make a change, I would spend the rest of my life living someone else's version of success. So I did something radical. I quit my job, sold my house, and set out on a journey of self discovery. It wasn't easy. There were moments of doubt, fear, and uncertainty. But as I began to peel back the layers of conditioning and expectation, I discovered something extraordinary: my true self. I reconnected with my passions, my values, and my purpose. And as I began to align my life with these authentic desires, something miraculous happened. Doors began to open, opportunities appeared, and I found myself living a life that was more fulfilling than I ever could have imagined. But here's the thing: my journey is not unique. Every single one of us has the capacity to create a life that is authentic, meaningful, and truly successful. But it requires a willingness to question the status quo, to take risks, and to trust in ourselves. So I ask you this: what would your life look like if you dared to redefine success on your own terms? What passions would you pursue? What dreams would you chase? What kind of impact would you make on the world? These are not easy questions, but they are essential ones. Because when we have the courage to ask them and to act on the answers, we open ourselves up to a world of possibility. But I know that change can be scary. It's easy to get caught up in the fear of the unknown, to worry about what others will think, or to doubt our own abilities. But let me remind you of this: you are more powerful than you know. You have within you the strength, the resilience, and the courage to create a life that is authentic and fulfilling. And when you step into that power, when you embrace your truth and start living in alignment with your deepest desires, something extraordinary happens. You become a beacon of light, inspiring others to do the same. You create a ripple effect of positive change that touches everyone around you. So, my friends, I invite you to take that first step, to start questioning the narratives you've been told about success, and to start writing your own rules, to get quiet with yourself, to listen to your inner voice, and to start taking action, however small, towards a life that truly lights you up. Because when you do, when you dare to embrace your authenticity and create a life that is uniquely yours, you will find a level of joy, fulfillment, and true success that you never knew was possible. It won't always be easy. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But I promise you this: it will be worth it. Because a life lived in alignment with your truth is a life of unbridled joy, limitless potential, and true success. So let us be the change we wish to see in the world. Let us be the trailblazers, the rule breakers, the ones who dare to redefine success on our own terms. Let us create a world where authenticity is celebrated, where passion is prioritized, and where every individual is empowered to flourish. This is your invitation to flourish. Will you accept it? Remember, you were born to thrive. You were born to create a life that is unapologetically, authentically yours. And when you have the courage to embrace that truth, not only will you find the fulfillment you've been seeking, but you'll also inspire others to do the same. So take that first step. Embrace your authenticity and watch as your world begins to change in ways you never thought possible. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your invitation to redefine success, to embrace your truth, and to flourish like never before. The journey won't always be easy, but I promise you this: it will be worth it. Because a life lived in alignment with your truth is a life of unbridled joy, limitless potential, and true success. So let us rise together. Let us support one another, and let us create a world where every individual is empowered to live their most authentic, fulfilling life. The time is now. The choice is yours. Will you accept the invitation to flourish?